Hey everyone, and welcome to part 1 on making a local EA website for yourself using the Rethink Static Site Generator. By the end of this tutorial, or this tutorial playlist, you should have a nice website like this, with your own copy, of course. If you need multilingual support, don't worry about that. There will be another video later on in the playlist showing you how to do that. So this first video will just be setting up accounts that you need to make this all work. So we'll be setting up a GitHub account and a Travis account. GitHub is what we use to host all the code for your website, and Travis is what we use for deployment. So basically, it's what we use to put your website onto the internet every time you make a change. Okay, cool. Here we go. So let's go to github.com. Don't worry if I type links too fast for you. I will put all the links in the description below, so you can just click on the links if you want. So we'll hit sign up. If you already have a GitHub account, by the way, you can just skip this part. I will put the timestamp that you should skip to also in the description below. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put in my username. You can kind of put in whatever you want, as long as you'll remember it for later. Okay, cool. And make sure you pick a good password. All right, let's create this account. Perfect. So you'll want unlimited public repositories for free. You don't need to pay for anything. This is all free. They'll ask you a bunch of questions that you can answer if you want. Otherwise, you can just skip it. And at this point, they should have sent you an email for you to verify your account. I'm not sure if they've sent me one, actually. Let me check. Oh, there we go. Verify email. Okay, cool. So everything's verified. We're all good. So the next thing we want to do is, once you're signed in, type into your address. We need to go to the Rethink Charity Static Site Generator account. Again, this will be in the description, and it'll be a lean site template. Okay, perfect. So here we have all of the code, as you can see. And we also have all the written instructions. If you'd rather follow that, then you can just follow this here. So what you want to do is up here, up top, there's a fork button, hit fork. And what forking will do, it'll copy all of the code in the Rethink Charity repository of code and put it into your own account. So you'll have your own copy. Every change that you make into this code here will not make changes to the Rethink Charity account. So you can do whatever you want with it. And if you mess up, you can delete your fork and refork it from the original link. So here on my account, I have my own lean site template. Beautiful. Okay, so once we have that, the next thing we want to do is generate a token. The reason why we need to generate a token is because we need to give Travis, which is a different website, access to our GitHub code so that it can eventually put it onto the internet. If that doesn't make sense to you, that's completely fine. It's not really important. All you need to know is that we need to do that. So let's go to the settings, tokens. Again, I'll put this into the description. So there will be personal access tokens, and you need to generate a new token. Token description, we'll just call it Travis deployment. And the scope is probably just repo. So this is all you need to do here. Go down and generate the token. So what's really important here is that you are not going to be able to see this token again. So either just keep a tab open with this or copy this into a text file. You'll need this again in a second. Okay, cool. So now that we have a personal access token and we have our own GitHub code, we can go to Travis. So what we're going to do is hook up Travis with our GitHub account. So what we want to do is go to TravisCI.org. And if you already have a GitHub account, you can just sign in with GitHub. So you don't really need to sign up or anything like that. If you're already signed in to GitHub, it'll just know how to do it. Cool. Okay, cool. So what it does is it'll synchronize the code from GitHub with your Travis account. And then you can click here to go to your dashboard. So this is your Travis dashboard. What we need to do now is, you can see here that the lean site template repository of code is not activated. So you need to activate it by clicking this X. And once you've clicked the X, you can see that it's activated. Perfect. So remember that token that we have here. We now need to put that token into our settings. So I don't know if that was too quick. Click this little gear here to go into the settings for this repository. And if you go down to environment variables, what we'll want to do is type in GitHub_token and type that in exactly like that. And for the value, you want to copy this and paste that in. Okay, cool. And then we just add it. Beautiful. Okay, now that this is added, there's one last step we need to do. Really simple step. Hit more options, hit trigger build, and hit trigger custom build. You don't need to change any of this stuff. So how we've set things up in the code is that when you trigger a build, Travis should, theoretically, just push all this code onto what's called GitHub pages on GitHub. So GitHub does something where if you put code onto a branch called GH pages, it will just host it. And where it will host it is at a link that's basically your username here, .github.io/lean site template. So if you trigger the build and it's successful, which may take a little while, it takes a bit of time for it to do this. Once it's successful, you should be able to go to this link and see the website. And any changes you make from here on out, as soon as you make them, maybe wait a couple of minutes and the changes should be live right away. So I guess we just need to wait for a little while for this. Okay, so eventually it will finish building. When it finishes building and it's green, it means that it pushed the code to the GitHub page successfully. As you can see, it takes a while, so don't be alarmed if you're sitting there for 5 minutes. You can go do something else while you're waiting. So let's test what I told you before about being able to go to the link with your username. So you want basically to go to your username. For me, that's lean site demo.github.io/lean site template. Here we go. So just like that, it's all you need to do. You already have that website up. Eventually you can get a domain name that you want and just link it to this. So this is not the domain name you have to use by any means, but this is where you can go to check your changes in real time while you're working on your site. So I'll show you how to change the text and so on in the next video. So just hit on the next video and let's get to customizing your site.